Good morning. It's News Hour. 9 a.m. news update at Thika Road Radio. Brought to you by Rian Walker.
A very good morning to you and welcome to Thika Road Radio News with Mary Ann Walker. Onto the headlines. People arrested during the anti-government protest to be released. Government ensuring disbursement cash transfer funds under the Inua Jamii program. Law enforcement now under the spotlights. Welcome. Migori County ODM Party Chairperson Philip Makabongo wants the government to release the people arrested by the police during the anti-government protest. Makabongo said it is unfortunate that the police arrested people who were expressing their constitutional right. He said peaceful demonstration is allowed in Kenya Constitution and therefore the government must release the people arrested because they were engaging in peaceful protest. The ODM chairman said the arrest of innocent demonstrators is a clear indication the authoritative government. Reports from the police indicated over 46 people were arrested during the 3 days anti-government protest in Migori County. Makabongo also wants the government to release the Azimio allied leaders who were arrested secretly by the state security officers. He said such arrests are meant to intimidate leaders who are out to fight for the rights of the Kenyans who are not able to get 3 meals a day because of the hiked cost of food prices in the country. The ODM party chairman has appealed to the international community to intervene. Moving on. The government is doing everything possible to ensure there are no delays in the disbursement of cash transfer funds under the Inua Jamii program. President William Ruto said the government will disburse funds for the vulnerable groups on time beginning this month, and elderly and persons with disabilities will no longer have to wait for long to get their dues. The head of state also revealed the government has successfully managed to pull the country out of the threat of foreign debt. He observed that the government has cut down on foreign borrowing in favor of resources from domestic revenue. President Ruto noted the interventions in agriculture has boosted morale of farmers to improve food production. The country's law enforcement has been on the spotlight over their handling of protesters in the series of anti-government protests. The use of excessive lethal force by the police resulted in deaths and injuries, and now opposition said it is seeking to have the international community involved. The opposition is turning its intention and plea for help to the United Nations. Azimio legal advisor Paul Mwangi said the opposition is inviting the United Nations Special Rapporteur on freedom of peaceful assembly and association, Clement Nyaletosi, to take a keen look at the unfolding events in Kenya regarding the handling of protests and violation of the citizen rights and peaceful assembly. The opposition said it is also taking matters in its own hands by collecting evidence of police action against protesters right from the Sabasaba protests and to last week's 3 days of protests. Azimio said the evidence will be crucial when it files a case against the government and police at the International Criminal Court at The Hague. The opposition says further it has already complied a list of what items as persons of interest as it ramps up its own evidence gathering. Azimio will also have a meeting on Tuesday to review the proof gathered so far ahead of the Wednesday protest. This as leader of minority in the National Assembly called for a halt of what he says a rampant police brutality in Luo Nyanza. The call comes a day after the Law Society of Kenya Nyanza chapter and human rights group began the process documenting alleged case of atrocities by the police. That's all for now. Stay tuned for more news coming up. Remember, you can also talk to us and communicate to us through our social media platforms. That is on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also YouTube. Thank you so much for staying tuned for more news coming up. You've been with me, Rian Walker. Have a good day.
Good morning. It's News Hour. 9